Hi everyone and welcome to 10-minute chats for the month of May. As always, it's Ma and myself, B, doing the interviewing, or perhaps that's a little bit too harsh a word, and let's just say the lead chatters. And for this month we're joined by Poppy Nikou, who's a PhD student in the Centre for Medical Image Computing. How are you today, Poppy?
Oh, I'm very good, thanks. Really excited, happy to be here.
Very nice.
Yeah, looking forward to all the ominous questions coming my way.
We'll start easy. Can you give a bit of a elevator style pitch of what your PhD project is?
Oh, okay, that's not easy. I work on head and neck cancer modelling during radiotherapy treatment. So the idea is that we can look at how patients change. So we can say for a new patient, this is what they're going to look like in 3 weeks, in 5 weeks, in 6 weeks' time, so that we can incorporate that at the start.
It's really interesting.
That's the plan.
Nice. Do you use machine learning or what kind of models do you use?
Not at the moment. So we're just looking at classical models at the moment. But hopefully, if we get more data, we'll be doing some machine learning.
Nice. That's exciting. What's your favourite programming language?
Oh, I think I'm a Python fan.
Okay,
Yeah,
a good,
yeah.
correct answer. There are wrong
Yeah,
answers to that
I
question.
know.
I did have a wrong answer to that question.
Yeah, because Ma thinks it's MATLAB.
Oh
which is obviously-
no!
I know.
Oh.
I don't think the best one is MATLAB. I know MATLAB is just like a big calculator, but I started coding MATLAB 4 years ago when I started PhD. Now it's too late to change. It's way too
Once
late
you
to
go
change.
you have to not go down the route.
No, it's okay. Now
Yeah,
I use the three of them depending on what I'm doing, like R, Python, and MATLAB.
Oh, okay.
So it's
I've
not that
never
hard.
done any art.
It's good because
Not
they're
much.
beautiful plots. They're pretty plots.
Nice.
I love plots. Anyway, okay. So, Poppy, why did you decide to study a PhD?
The honest answer?
Yeah.
I didn't really know what else to do.
No, that's a really good reason. That's why I studied PhD. What
I
I'm studying.
finished my degree, so I did physics as my undergraduate, and I did my master's in physics, and I did my master's project in radiotherapy and machine learning, and then I was looking for jobs and nothing really interested me. Like, I looked at the job descriptions and was like, not really for me, and then I looked at PhD descriptions and I was like, oh, that sounds cool. So then, that's why I decided to do a PhD. So it sounded really better than having a job.
I think that's how a lot of people end up in PhDs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, same for me. I was looking for jobs, and I saw that all the jobs that I liked, I needed a PhD.
Yeah, all
for
that,
them.
exactly.
So I was like, I either spend 5 years in a job I don't like in order to get the position I want, or I just do something interesting in the meantime. And I also get a PhD, so I just
Here we are.
it's totally valid.
Here we are. Very nice. And then I guess we were also wondering, how do you manage having a good work-life balance with your PhD? We're aware that PhDs are very demanding. I feel very aware PhDs are very demanding.
I don't know. I like going. I don't think I'm very good at work-life balance, actually, unfortunately. I think I work really hard for really short periods of time, get a bit burnt out, and then have to take like a 2-day break from London, leave, go to the middle of nowhere for a bit, reset myself, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready again to go. So I'm not very good at sticking to the 9 to 5.
But maybe that's your pattern of work.
Yeah.
Just have your own pattern.
Do you think that if PhDs had an actual schedule of 9 to 5, it would be better?
No. I think part of the benefits of doing a PhD is the flexibility. That if one day you don't want to start work at 9, you don't have to. You can start at 11.
And do you feel that leads to things like this, like overworking
Yeah,
then
probably.
underworking or like.
Yeah, probably. But I think we're expected to do a lot more work than a 9 to 5 would get you done.
Do you think? I think probably less.
Really?
I'd have thought.
If you just did your PhD 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, yes. It's all the rest of it that comes with
yeah,
it.
that's true. Like doing this.
Yeah.
No. Okay, in which case I think you're right.
That adds on, like, you spend an hour doing this, and you'll spend an hour doing this, and this person, and that person. And that's like another 4 hours of your day you somehow have to find to add on top of your normal hours.
Yeah.
So
Do you
transport?
Do you like doing both sort of like teaching roles and sort of administrative or managerial things?
Yeah,
Like you've
I
taken
do.
on quite a lot of organising.
I think I'm better at those things, I'd say, or like I miss those parts of my PhD.
Yes, I feel
So
that.
my PhD is all about research, but it's all about research yourself and like how you're going to do the best work you do, and like you're the lead person on this. And I think I miss the bits of me that are like, but there's all these other people that I want to talk to and work with and entertain.
I think PhDs aren't very collaborative, right?
No, exactly. And there's no push to make them collaborative. It's all about like still like the ownership of something that you've done
entirely
and
yourself.
yours. And I think that's sort of like, I get it because someone has to own things, but also it stops people who are maybe at a different level. They feel like they have to come up with this ingenious idea to like get their own fellowship, start their own research group, whereas really they could join forces and we'd all get much more done.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think it would be good if we had some way of doing PhDs where it was more collaborative? How would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there should be.
I don't know either.
I think groups should be more collaborative.
Like for research group.
Yeah. Even within your own research group, I think sometimes there can be a culture of not sharing.
Yeah, not everything's completely shared. Right?
Yeah.
I think also part of doing a PhD is not only the project, but all the like soft skills that you attain during the whole 4 years. And I feel that this skill of like being able to collaborate, to go out of your way, to be able to contact people and like do something meaningful out of those connections should also be valuable. Like it's
I think
very important right now for science.
I think it's interesting because I think that is kind of valued after the PhD when you're looking to get a job, especially if you're looking to get a job outside of academia. But I think when you're inside the PhD, these are really overlooked, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to have something.
It's all about
your
research.
own name only, kind of, and then your supervisors. But so B has told me that you have some ideas about like events that you would do.
Okay.
To promote women or something. What is
these ideas were
they were hashed out
founded after a few drinks.
Yeah, they were
of ingenious thoughts that me.
You would be surprised how many like big ideas right now were found after a drink.
There was like a careers event in the department, and there was no female speakers.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And to me, that was blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
But to other people in the room, it wasn't. But I know because I'm very aware of these things that I was like, how are you promoting women in science? Women in science for me to see. And not just women. There was just very lack of diversity in general. And I just thought it'd be good to have something that was like, I know that we were discussing the other day, do you focus these things on just women or not? But I think you have to start somewhere, and there has to be some sort of like,
maybe an event which anyone can attend.
Yeah,
all the speakers
focused.
Are women or people from underrepresented backgrounds in computer science.
Yeah, absolutely. Something like that.
That would be amazing, because one of the topics that keeps coming up is all this like younger like people in studying their bachelor's or master's that they feel is really difficult for them because they don't see any
like
professors like in the higher stages of academia. So they just decide to leave academia because there is no representation, no role model for them to follow.
I think that's just it's just the system. As in, there are less women, unfortunately, and every time you go up a step, there are less women.
Yeah, it just gets worse and worse.
So,
but we can still, the department should still be like doing its best to try and counter this.
yeah,
There are ways to like,
yeah,
try and
absolutely.
stop the
But
brain
what
drain.
things do you think could change in the system?
I think there needs to be the biggest thing. I think that, for example, what puts me off into continuing and what puts a lot of people off is there's just a period of phase where you don't know if you're actually going to make it as an academic.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's quite unstable, quite
Poor paid, short-term
yeah,
contracts.
and like, how are you supposed to do your outside of life?
I know. Like the postdoc, for
Yeah.
example, I think the postdoc should be eradicated. Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah, that's what I
Nice.
mean. That period of like could be 10 years of your life
Sometimes more.
is like,
I know.
That's-
And it's in like in your like late 20s to like
Yeah.
early
When you're
40s,
looking
like,
at
it could be, it could go on for so long, and I think that's what puts me off,
Yeah.
and I'm sure puts a lot of people off.
puts me off.
And
Absolutely.
You have to be quite a risk taker, I think, to say no. I do know myself. I know I can do this. I'm
Yeah.
going to do it.
It's a lot of
Whereas-
confidence too.
Yeah, if you go into a job in industry, you're like, well, no one's going to want me to like come up with my own revolutionized ideas.
Yeah.
I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I will work my way up slowly and slowly.
So, yeah, thank you so much, Poppy. It's been really interesting to talk to you.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
People.